Good morning, panelists. We are here to present our research paper entitled Social Acceptability of Rabbit as Alternative Meat in National Capital Region. First off, let us go to the first chapter.
So let us now have the first chapter of our research paper, which is the problem and its background. The first part of the chapter 1 is the background of the study. It is well known that there had been some issues regarding the price increase of meats during the pandemic. Moreover, consumers had also been aiming for nutritional foods. With this in mind, an alternative meat was proposed which is the leanest meat and more sustainable. Thus, rabbit meat was considered, but as rabbit is mostly considered as pet, the acceptability of this as meat was studied by the researchers. So now, let's proceed with our first theoretical framework, which is the neo-behavioristic stimulus-organism response model. The first theoretical framework consists of three elements, namely SOR or stimuli, organism, and response. Stimuli are regarded as external to the individuals, which encompasses marketing and environment stimuli. Moving on to the next box, which is the organism. Organisms have two processes, including the activating and cognitive processes. Then the last element of the theoretical framework is the response, which refers to the purchasing behavior which focuses on the choice, purchase, and the quality of purchase. In particular, according to the theoretical approach, the outcome of the interaction of different observable factors and unobservable processes in the consumer's psyche are the consumer's choice and consumption behavior. This theoretical framework is significant for the study because it displays how the SOR affect the consumer's behavioral choice of buying meat products. Moving on to the second theoretical framework, which is the rabbit meat sector value chain. The second theoretical framework shows the different operators who are involved in leading the rabbit meat product to the final consumer. It depicts the different operators involved and the flow of leading the meat product to its consumers or customers. Moving on to the next part is the conceptual framework. In order to determine the social acceptability of rabbit meat, we have come up with this conceptual framework wherein the factors to be considered for the behavior of the consumers are highly dependent to the rabbit meat sector as they are significant for the purchase and consumption of the rabbit meat.
Next is the statement of the problem. It indicates six questions which consist of the demographic profile and other items that will determine the, uh, um, the aim of the study, which is to include if rabbit is socially acceptable as alternative meat. Next is the hypothesis. The hypothesis is there is no significant relationship between the level of awareness of the respondents and the choice of meat, followed by the scope of the study and the limitation. The scope of this study is in the locality of National Capital Region and those who consume meat. Moreover, research will explore the acceptance of rabbit as meat. On the other hand, due to the pandemic, the questionnaire will be disseminated through Google Forms only, and researchers will be limited to using online sources. Also, as experimental tests will not be done, thus the study is narrowed down to descriptive research. Lastly, is the significance of the study. This study is significant to the following organization and group of people: consumers, meat vendors, rabbit farm industry, families, Department of Agriculture, Department of Health, researchers, and to the future researchers.
Moving on to the second chapter, which is the literature review, the researchers divided the literature studies into four themes. The first theme is about meat preference, in which flashed here are the literature citations about meat preference. The second theme is about market budget, and here are the literature citations all about marketing budget. The third theme is about awareness, and listed here are the literature citations about awareness. Lastly, the fourth theme is about acceptability, in which flashed here are the literature citations about acceptability.
Moving forward to the synthesis of the study that was based on the review of related literature, there were similarities present on all of the themes. The first one is that it draws a parallel between a rabbit's sustainability and social acceptability as an alternative meat. Second is it connects the rabbit's nutritional value as a functional food to social acceptability. As much as there are similarities, there were also differences in terms of the locales of the studies, the data gathering procedures, and the methodologies presented on every study in the literature. Going back to the literature studies, there were a little to no local studies present about rabbit as an alternative meat. Hence, the justification of the researchers in undertaking this study. Moreover, this study illustrates the sustainability of rabbit meat in the Philippines, especially in the National Capital Region. Thank you.
So now, we are done to the chapter 1 and chapter 2 of the research. We are now going to proceed to chapter 3, which will tackle the methods and procedure. The first one is the chosen methodology is quantitative research. The researchers were aiming to identify the preferences of whether the rabbit meat is accepted or not. The chosen research design is descriptive research since the phenomena of eating rabbit meat is already existing in some parts of the Philippines, and the researchers wanted to systematically describe it in the study. This will be a concrete way of analyzing and collecting data for obtaining the information and ideas concerning the acceptance of rabbit meat as an alternative in the National Capital Region. So, the target population to use in the study are people who resides at National Capital Region. As of June 6, 2021, the estimated population is 13,955,429. The reasons why the researchers chose the National Capital Region as the target population is because of its large scope, and it is considered as the economic center of the Philippines, which will definitely help the researchers to find respondents in a feasible way. In addition, stratified sampling was used in the study as the participants needs to meet the classification to attain the demand of the needed data for the research. So we are now going to the target respondents of the study. The target respondents of the study are the consumers, meat vendors, and rabbit breeders. Since the results of the study depends on their response and they are the main factors in aiming the objectives of the study. Lastly, the study aims to have 385 respondents that will partake to the said research.
Moving on to the research instrument and validation, the researchers chose questionnaire as it is the most suitable instrument wherein it covers a large area by dissemination and a great amount of data can be retrieved. Moreover, privacy is also given to the respondents as the study offers a minimal controversy related to animal cruelty as rabbit is mostly considered as pet and not for consumption. Lastly, the questionnaire provides a standard format which will not be changed unlike in an interview. The questionnaire consists of four parts, which are determining the respondent's attitude and preference, allocated budget, awareness, and lastly, the level of acceptability of rabbit meat. Furthermore, the Cronbach Alpha came up with a 0.827 result. The next point will be the signatures of the three validators who diligently corrected and raised some concerns regarding our questionnaire to further improve the instrument, such as add more questions, consider the meat choices that are available, modify vague questions, and check the overall grammar. We will now move on to the data gathering instruments. The researchers chose the survey method and will be conducting it on the first semester of the fourth year through Google Forms, and if certain circumstances are not met, it is under our plan to convert some rabbit breeders' respondents to meat vendors. The last part of our presentation will be the data analysis, where a descriptive analysis was used, and the statistical tools used for the statement of the problems 1 to 3 is frequency and percentage. For statement of the problem 4 and 5, mean is utilized, and persons are correlation was used for the statement of the problem number 6. That will be all. Thank you.